Okay, hello guys, here's ManPhalanges with another gameplay critique. Sorry about the fan noise, it's really hot in my room, so you guys are gonna have to deal with it. Anyway, this is submitted by Ven Marso. He's a guy who is on I don't really know him that well, but I've been friends with him for a while. I know he was on TTG's roster. TTG is a Polish clan. They were in a cargo tournament. I don't remember who it was hosted by, but I remember from that game, they were a little bit overly defensive, especially at the beginning. Um, so anyway, yeah. So this is he says it's a blast game. Goes 19-5. I've only watched like the first 5 seconds of this, so you guys gonna be getting my immediate impression. Um, yeah. Okay. So right off the bat, I'm gonna say 19-5. Something interesting about when I do these gameplay critiques, your score says a lot about what I'm about to watch, like the score in the game mode. So Blast 19-5. I'm guessing you're going to be a little bit of overly defensive because you get a decent KD, but not a very high kill count. And then also, like if you guys were to submit a gameplay where you go like 35-20 in a blast game, 35 kills is a good amount of kills. That's over a third of your team, but I think like a score like that has a lot of potential for improvement because if you're able to get a high kill but also high death, it means that you're a high risk player and you're also very aggressive, and that's that's a play style that is very easily molded into a 35-5 kind of gameplay because you can keep the same aggressiveness, but just kind of tone back on the riskiness, and you can do a lot better. So anyway, we'll get started here. So Gao's in Badlands. So he's gonna go. He's gonna go right here. Okay, so right off the bat here, I don't know if you guys know this, but in Gao's in Badlands, it's a snipe fest in the middle area at the very beginning. In a blast game where it's about the first team to 100 kills, if you're confident with your sniping, it's not a bad idea to go for the sniper kill at the beginning. But what you do here is fine. This is what I do in comp gameplay because if you're doing like drop zone or cargo or something, where at the very beginning, if you're going for snipe kills down the center lane, you're not really doing anything because even if you get a kill, they're just gonna partner spawn, and you're really far away, so you're not putting any pressure on them. So all you're doing is padding your score, which is useless in comp gameplay. And then um, yeah, so going right here is a good move. So, oh, I think that was a failed roll. That was yeah. Okay, so you're a combat rolling. Good, good, good. That was too early. So right here, you gotta remember, when you're doing the combat roll, you're going to move quite a bit faster than, you may be up to this point on your side of the map, but on the other side, other players aren't to that point yet. And so you're a little bit quick on the draw here to do this. When you jump pack, they're gonna be like back here more. And even if they were up here, they have this cover to go behind. So personally, I mean, like, it's not a big deal. You used up your jump pack, whoop-de-freaking do. Um, but, I mean, now you're kind of out in the open. I mean, I guess you're fine. There's that guy right there. So, I don't know. I guess that was okay. You moved up there a little bit faster. Okay, you've been looking at that enemy. You're too focused right now. Okay. Okay, now there's more guys coming in. Okay, so right here, you were hard scoping just a bit too long. Like, this is just kind of unnecessary time wasting. For one kill, you're looking at one tiny spot that his head might pop up from. Again, I think this is going back to being a little bit too defensive. I don't know if you know the other team. I don't know, maybe they are a whole bunch of phenomenal players, but in a blast game, it's about fast pace. It's about getting 100 kills before the other team. So that was just kind of unnecessary, but you still see red on the radar right here. So, okay, if you move up here because they're engaging your teammate. Oh, you back off. Okay. Okay, okay. So I see that you're watching radar, and so you are watching behind. But, I mean, honestly, if you were to... I know you're watching behind, but if you go up here, your teammate, they're all engaging and focused on your teammate. If you give them another target, if you go right here, even though you're completely exposed, they're having to deal with two enemies shooting at them, and remember, his focus is on him, so as long as you can kill the first guy relatively quickly, which I know you can because you're a good player, I think you would be fine. And plus, even if you have guys coming up behind you, you have all this cover in front of you. You have this wall that's tilted, so all you have to do is just hug the wall and they can't hit you in the back. So, yeah, I would have... He did kill one guy, but looks like there's more, so... You back off and you're watching behind, which is fine. Again, too defensive, too defensive. Okay, first, okay. Wait, are you going? Okay, so at the beginning here, you are right here. Again, you're hard scoping again, which is, like, fine if you're doing comp gameplay and you're playing with other people who are only going to expose their head, but these guys aren't that good. And then furthermore, you're under this TIE fighter wing, which, you know, they're gonna see your feet before you can even hit them. It's like if you had an enemy standing right here, you'd be able to shoot him before he'd be able to shoot you because you can see his feet and his head is being blocked by that. So it is good that you get to the high ground here because this allows you to peek much more easily. And this is okay, so that was a good shot, but see, by you hard scoping right here, you missed that enemy. Or I'm sorry, when you were hard scoping earlier. Remember, this is a third-person game, so whenever you're scoped in, you're limiting your field of view. Yeah. Anyway, I could say that, like, you shouldn't have used your pulse cannon there, but it was fully charged, and I don't know, that was a cool shot too. That was a decent drag scope, so that's fine. I do the same thing. Oh, no, 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 no. Check before you jetpack across the map. Like, you did no check. I would have looked left, looked right, and then go. Because by doing this, you're announcing your position to the entire team. It does look like red is coming from over there. Like, they might be over back here. But, you know, prioritize your enemies. Their spawn is back here. It's already like 45 seconds into the game. They're all going to be spawning elsewhere, sort of. You know, your team already has 4 kills, so that's just telegraphing your position to everyone. So, like, if there was some noob with Scout who's in the caves right now... Oh, you're getting shot in the back. I was like, you're probably going to get shot in the back. Remember, I haven't seen this before, guys. So, okay. First of all, risky move. I know it's, like, fun to get these awesome pulse cannon shots, but just... You have the right idea. You get shot in the back and you go defensive mode. That's the right idea. It's the wrong idea to go pulse cannon. You have a DH-17. I don't know what trait you're running. Shit, I should have checked. Oh well. Okay, by the way, that was a good shot. Like, you were right on him, but it missed, and that's because you're unscoped. If you scope in, the spread goes down, so I wouldn't be surprised if you die here. Oh boy, that was disruption saving your ass, and then jetpack saving your ass. Oh boy, that was rough to watch. Okay. Oh my goodness, okay. Let's back up here and analyze. Okay. So first of all, disruption is OP as shit, and you can't rely on it like you just did here. You know, it's fine for pubs, but I know you play a bit more competitive, and so I know that, you know, in a lot of tournaments, DLC is banned. And relying at, like, you would have died, no question. You would have died giving him no damage. And this is just some random guy. I mean, you have the right idea. You do kind of pull in towards cover a little bit here. But that was bad aiming. You were overshooting if you watch how you track the enemy here. So that was a good shot, because if you watch when he sniped, when you set up the sniper shot, you're right here and you're actually pausing. You're waiting for him to get there. Also, that wasn't a fully charged shot, so it wouldn't have killed him anyway. But yeah, you were lagging behind him as he was going left here. I'm all into breaking shields. That's my personal, I don't know. I guess you made the good call by backing away, because he can just disable shield and kill you instantly. Okay, right there, that crouch thing. I don't know what the fuck that was, but that was just weird. And then right here, yeah, right here you're missing him. I don't know. That was just ugly, sloppy. I mean, you live though. But yeah, it's already 10 kills into the game and you only have 1 kill. I don't know why you didn't scope in there. As you saw, the shot went down. The shot hit him in the foot, even though you're aiming. You're aiming, you know, chest. Oh, you weren't even on him, actually. If you guys back up there, I don't know if I can. Yeah, see, he's like barely, he was aiming right here where my mouse cursor is, and that got him in the foot. So scope in, dude. Um, that's just unnecessary to not scope in. Okay, this is fine. Okay, good call. Thank you. Okay, you played that right. Unfortunately, you do miss, but guys, watch what he does here. He's using a DH-17. He can't engage these guys. So look at what he does. He sits and he waits. This is how you should be playing. This is the defensive playstyle that I'm familiar with Marso and other TTG guys doing. You sit and wait. He gets his pulse cannon out because he knows he could probably more likely get a kill with that. Okay, you are a little bit quick. Okay, okay, I guess that was fully charged up, but unfortunately you do miss. That's okay. Like, misses happen. Okay, now you're getting a bit too tunnel visioned. Yep, you're too tunnel visioned. Right here when you refresh your card, you're doing the hard scoping shit again, and it's just like, yeah, a little bit sloppy. That's okay though. You do decide to go after other enemies. Okay, bad move, but this was good. You missed both your pulse cannon shots. And, you know, I said you got 2 tunnel vision, and that was very briefly 2 tunnel vision. It wasn't like really bad. So you do decide, you know, I just used 2 pulse cannon shots. The dude's hiding behind a rock. You know, screw him. So that's good. That's good. But right here, you know that there's enemies like right there. Your teammates are shooting at them. You know, there's an explosion. There's Dioxys. So I understand your thought process by, oh, I'm gonna jetpack and get, you know, around to the side of them, but at the same time, you're exposing yourself. You don't know how. I don't know. Maybe these players are. If they were good enough, they could snipe you out of the sky, but they aren't in this game. So I understand your thought process here, but again, you're telegraphing your position to everyone. There goes your like sneakiness. Now you're at 51 health because you got hit. And again, disruption saving your ass. So, yeah, that was just, again, sloppy. You telegraphed your position, you got lit up, and you got saved again. So right here, I actually, this death, I'm not going to say anything about because you actually played it right. You went around to the flank, and he starts chasing after you, and you're actually backing up now. And it's that just ridiculous melee range that kind of got you. You know, you were assuming he was weak and not gonna, you know, you were assuming that he was gonna go defensive mode because he was disrupted, but instead he, like, did a weird come after you, and yeah, anyway, that was tough. You know, I could have said you should have backed up, but how were you supposed to know that he was gonna mail you, you know? Who the fuck does that? Alright, so you should be combat rolling here. You should be combat rolling because they're far away. Should have combat rolled there because you were high ground. You didn't get backed, which is good. Unnecessary. You're wasting time right here. Like, what the heck are you doing? If you want to check for enemies, boom, there's your check. If you want to check more, then turn your mouse to the left here and your tilt peak. Don't do this hard scope in the slim chance that somebody is going to go in this specific area of the map that you're aiming at. Yeah, that was sloppy. I knew you were going to hit that rock there. Because if you look, your character's on this side, and so your shot's going to go, like, right here. And that was also a miss, too. You were, if you can see, the dots here, and his hitbox is actually to the left of where you're aiming. Okay, this sort of works out. I don't know why you were retreating back. You know, I'm not in the game, so I don't really have the same game sense that you have. But the retreating back, I personally wouldn't have done that. But I mean, it looks like you found a guy. But your aim is really needs some work there. It's how many kills into the game, and you only have 1 kill so far? Jeez, dude. Okay, that's a fine shot. I personally wouldn't have done that. I think this entire game so far you've been relying on your aim a little bit too much, and it has been biting you in the butt. And that's why you're using, like, disruption to save your ass. So right here, you have the right idea. You're hugging a wall. and he comes around the corner, and this is just an easy kill for you. You know, you could do this all day. You're used to this defensive gameplay. It would have been better, obviously, if you stayed behind the rock back here, because this rock allows you to see over this way a little bit better, and you have more cover. But I mean, this is a fine alternative. You do get hit a little bit, but so then right here, you start engaging him, and I know you get the headshot, so he's down to like 51%. But yeah, you're low health and he's berserkered. Oh no, he killed you with a scout pistol. Okay, so yeah, I understand why you wanted to go after that kill. But again, don't do that kind of a kill unless you're really confident with your aim. If you're, you know, I'm watching your aim right here. Let's slow this down. So you're aiming low right now. Yeah, you were aiming low that entire time. So might just want to work on that a little bit. Okay, so you start off back here. I would have done some enemy checking. You know, before you were so like crazy about, you know, hard scoping and shit, and it surprises me that you don't hard scope down the center lane here. You know, or even just a quick check or something. Again, I don't, you know, I'm doing this on my small little, you know, YouTube player, so maybe you did see if there were anyone over there. And it's so good you're following red on the radar here. Good, you went to cover. Good, good, good. Sloppy aim. You're letting yourself overheat. Yep, that was just really, really sloppy aim. What you should have done is... I'm pretty sure you know what you should have done here. But you had the right idea. You immediately, you know, you're right here. Boom! There's enemies, so what do? You immediately go to cover. That's awesome. Your Disruptor, too. It's unfortunate that you got hit. You got hit down to 38 health while you were trying to duck under here. So I know you're trying to defend yourself from the Dark Trooper, but at the same time, you were basically making yourself an easy target for this guy who was jetpacking. If this was me playing, I would have done the same thing, but I would have gone boom, first priority, boom, second priority. So first priority, instead of doing this, I would have been looking up and I would have been shooting him. And if I had maybe got, you know, 2 shots on him, then right here, when you get a couple shots on him, now he's dead, and now he's not able to flank around, and now you're able to focus on one enemy. So remember, when you're engaging multiple enemies, one at a time, right here, you're too focused on this guy, and look at this guy's position on you. If he wasn't a dumbass and he wasn't sprinting, you would have died right here, easy. So you do a combat roll when you realize he's going around to the side, after you blasted the shit out of that rock. You do a combat roll, which is good for dodging, but again, sloppy aim. Your player positioning, this is a good example of just how when you're dealing with multiple enemies, your thought process has to be different. You have to do one at a time and position yourself so that, you know, prioritize is all I'm saying. So prioritize, first step, prioritize this guy first, identify that this guy is also a threat though. So now this guy lands out to the side here, so yep, take some shots at him, but still remember that Dark Trooper over here is still, you know, alive. So right here, you should stop. Now that he's going right towards the rock, you should stop coming out this way, because Darky over here is going to shoot you if you come out this way. If you stay right here, you just wait for this noob to come around to the side, you C-switch again so that your character is on the left side instead of the right, and you kill this guy before he even gets to here, and now you have a line of sight at this guy who's in the open and you still have cover. Okay, this was a good move. You watch radar. Okay, right now, I can tell you they're spawning cave. So this is a map knowledge thing that I know, and I wouldn't be surprised if you don't. But right here, right on the radar from right there, they are spawning cave. So if this was me, I would jump pack, try to land like right in front of this cargo crate there, snipe into the cave. See, if you would jump pack, you could kill that guy. And now, too defensive. Okay, that was unfortunate. I didn't know that guy was coming either. He wasn't on radar until now. And so I understand, yeah, I understand, you know, right here, after you get that shot off, you want to wait from behind cover, that's fine. that's a tough one. You did get him down to 3 health. Okay, that time you had good aim, but I think you had good aim that time because if you guys watch, he wasn't moving. You weren't really moving your mouse. The enemy was stationary, and you just sidestepped. Yeah, you weren't even moving your mouse, and so I think you have some mouse aiming practice to work on. I mean, what he did there, like the strafing aim, that is totally a thing. If you watch my late night aiming tips with Michigany video, I do talk about, you know, at some points in time, you want to keep your mouse stationary and, you know, strafe, and just allow your strafing to aim for you. But, so right here you have the right idea, pre-charge. You are exposing yourself a little bit here, though, just letting you know. You're right here. Like, they probably can see you. But this is the right idea. You're playing defensive. This is, I know, what you guys do best. And so you do a quick check because you hear your enemies under fire. That was smart as well. Again, you have a different play style than me, but if this is me, I'm always moving constantly. So, like, seeing you stand still and pre-charging a pulse, like, find a moment in one of my games, guys, where I'm, like, completely stationary for, like, more than a second. It's... I don't know, I feel weird if I'm not constantly going AD, AD, AD on my keyboard. So, just a tip, I think you had done a good job of this, but something that a lot of people do a mistake on is when they get excited when they have multiple enemies, and I'm not saying you make this mistake, I'm just making, you know, putting this point out there. When you have multiple enemies, pick one. Pick one, engage that one, and then pick the other. Like, right here is very easy to be like, oh, I'm just going to shoot between them, and, you know, I'll probably hit one of them, and that's like your subconscious, you don't even think that you're doing it. It's if you guys watch those, like, shark documentary things, you know the schools of fish that, like, they all cluster together, and they all swim in unison, and they make themselves, like, one giant ball, and then, you know, the sharks try to, you know, eat them up, and they just kind of all evade, but they all stay in unison. The reason why they do that is because it's a lot harder to, like, if you focus on one target, if the shark is able to focus on one target, it's a lot easier for them to just focus on that and get the kill. Same thing in games. It's a weird analogy, but I'm just giving you an example. So, you know, personally, if this was me, I would have done what you sort of did, where I think you were kind of picking up Dark Trooper. I would have done the same, because typically Dark Trooper is probably more, is probably a higher priority target than this guy. But again, you light up the objects you're hiding behind a lot. Right here, neither of them are looking at you. So you don't need to worry about doing evading shit. Just get the kills as soon as possible before they have time to come around. So, okay, that was good. So you did get those kills fairly quick. Okay, and just a brief little thing you did here too. I'll go over that real quick. So watch, guys. He gets this kill and then he ducks back under cover. See? He looks at him now, he ducked back under cover, and now he's like, you know, he's like, okay, reset, okay, re-engage. And so that's a very smart way to go, and so you didn't even get hit. So right here, you know, your partner went down, and you know he's highlighted in red. Too anxious. Again, that fucking disruption is doing all the work for you this match. So after you get this here, you're too anxious. Yeah, you just got 2 kills, big freaking whoop-de-doo. That doesn't mean that this guy's going to be any easier to kill. So, you combat roll here. Why are you shooting the rock? Like, that's just announcing, you know, even if he was some first-person noob, if he was third-person, he's obviously going to see you coming, but if he's some first-person noob, he wouldn't have. And now he knows that you're right there. And so, what you should have done is you should have... Don't shoot until you're, like, here. And then you combat roll, and you do the surprise attack. Because right here, I don't know if you live. And not to mention, man, that was sloppy as shit. Not to mention, how many shots did you fire before getting that kill? That was a good look. That was a good defensive play. Okay, good. Identify where they are on the radar. Good, good, good. Check. Good. You know, you're a little bit more defensive than I am, but I would have come out a little bit more because I was a little worried here that you were going to shoot this, that you're going to shoot this thing down here. I mean, you are darn close to hitting that rock right there, but you got it, so cool. Um, okay, so what he did here, guys, if you guys saw, after he snipes the stormtrooper over here, he knows that Darky's over here too, but he knows too that all he has is the D817, and he just used up his pulse cannon, so he's gonna back off, and that's fine. So right here, you know, you see red on the radar behind you, and you can engage these guys with your D817, so that was a smart choice. Okay, you're not tilt peeking. This is something that really bugs me. Right here, you're standing still. What are you accomplishing? The only area you can see is if they're right here. Which, I mean, it sort of makes sense because you have a teammate right here, so if they're coming mid at all, your teammate should take care of them, but if they were over here, then your teammate's not going to, you know, his line of fire is going to be blocked by this. So I don't know if you're thinking that much in depth, but right here, all you have to do is tilt peek. Stand up a little bit higher so you know your head is still under cover right here, and move your mouse left or right without moving your keyboard, and that's going to allow your camera's perspective to tilt around this object that you're hiding behind. Like right here, if they're coming right here, if you didn't have a teammate right here, and if they're coming right here, you're fucking toast. You're blinding yourself, and I don't really know why. So right here, I don't know. I personally would have engaged him with the D817 from that range, but I know you waited for your pulse cannon. See, that guy who just did a backflip right in front of you. This guy. So the grenade comes over. You have an enemy, not the guy in red, that guy who backflips right there. If it wasn't for your teammate on the blaster cannon that you had just arbitrarily set up, he would have come around and flanked you. Meanwhile, you're trying to hard scope this guy because you're too focused on him. So again, I think you're really struggling with engaging multiple enemies. Again, like, look at all those fucking enemies. There's 3 guys right here, one of them in red, and then 2 of them over here. If you're just tilt peeking, if you just put yourself a little bit higher on this TIE Fighter wing, you could have been engaging these guys with D817 and gotten both the kills by now. You get one of them because he's low. Sloppy roll, sloppy roll. What you should have done... Sloppy roll. So, what you should have done is after you get this kill, and this guy's still coming this side, right here, you should identify he's still going to the right, and so you should C-switch instead of... What is this combat roll? You know, it's weird because you go from being overly defensive to where you're like shooting the shit out of the rock that you're hiding behind, and then now here you are completely exposing yourself. You don't get hit, but again, that was a sloppy kill. All you had to do is just go right where you are right now. That's all you had to do for this kill. So again, it's less effort, less exposure, quicker kill. Okay, that was good. You saw your teammate die. Excellent job. Oh, you're using Survivalist. Shit, you're using Survivalist probably because you're not used to engaging multiple enemies. Okay, right here you jump down, and that was a bad move. Look at, you know, you get this guy, and first of all, I'm really scared that you're gonna fall off the edge here because that combat roll was after you got the kill. I don't know why you combat roll after getting the kill unless somebody's sniping at you. Maybe they are sniping at you, but right here when you jump down, look at the red on the radar. They're still up there. So now you're kind of wasting time. It looks like you do know where red is, and it looks like you might get a kill here. Again, too much pre-scope. Like, look at your radar. By going here. Okay, right now you're okay. You're okay. And then now I would have stopped pre-scoping. Because what if there's guys coming from the right? And sure enough, when you unscope, look at radar. They are on your right side. So if this guy was a little bit faster, if he was combat rolling, if he had jetpacked, he could have gotten some hits on you while you were scoped in. Okay, again, that was... why... I don't know why you do that. That's just so weird. Like, are you going for a montage, a no-scope montage? Why are you engaging this guy with your sniper from here? And out of all things, a no-scope, too. It looks like you actually were right on him, but, like, the crouching thing you did, too, this is Star Wars Battlefront. Crouching isn't gonna help you at all, so I don't really know what that was for. Okay, good job. Good tap fire, too. Engage, engage, engage. That was a bit late. You see, the reason why I say that was a bit late is I know your playstyle is you want to sit and wait, which is okay. This is a defensive game. But, like, right here, this enemy decided, like a half second ago, I'm going to put myself in this hallway where I can just die really easily. And all you have to do is just capitalize on that. You could have come out, you know, a half second earlier and started engaging, because he doesn't have time to back out unless your aim is that bad. You know, I don't know. There's a subconscious thing that all of us FPS players have, which is we just have a sort of intuition of the kills we can and can't get, and so maybe you didn't feel comfortable engaging from that range. The DH-17 doesn't have damage drop off until 20 meters, so at this range he's like a 4 or 5 hit kill, and if he was back a little bit farther he's still like a 5 hit kill, so you're plenty fine. But like right there, you nearly didn't get the kill because of your teammate, so I would have engaged a little bit earlier. You missed a guy. There was a guy on the left over there on the X-Wing. Yeah, see, he just jumped off. Right here. So the fact that I saw that on a shitty, you know, 720p miniature YouTube screen means that you're a little bit too tunnel visioned. You do a good jetpack up here, so something that I need to be pointing out the things that you're doing right, because you are doing a lot of things right. If you guys watch, when he jump pulses here, he's not just doing I'm just going to jump pulse and look for enemies, and if there's an enemy, I'm going to shoot. He's jump pulsing to put himself in a better position, and that position here is on top of the walker. Oh, he missed it. Oh, I guess I was wrong. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that was for then. See, when you jump pulse, it shouldn't just be for, I'm just going to try to get a kill, and I'm going to, you know, 50-50 shot, I'll use my jetpack, and maybe I'll get one kill. You know, that's not how you should play. Not to mention, that's a tough shot to make, dude. I don't know, your sniper aim hasn't really impressed me so far, so when you're jumping laterally like that, to be able to land a jump pulse shot is pretty difficult. So, but luckily this guy jumps down right in front of you and gives you a kill because he's oblivious. Okay, here, you know... No, why are you backing up? No, there's enemies over there! Get kills! Get kills! Oh, what are you doing shooting at the rock? No, why are you going around? Oh my god, you had announced your position, and... No, why are you using a jetpack to get the wide... You're going wide? You're using a close-range gun. And now you're sitting and waiting for your pulse cannon to recharge. Fuck, man. Should have combat rolled there, too. Okay, like 50 things that you did wrong there. You should have combat rolled, you should have gotten closer. You shouldn't have jump packed into the tents there. You should have gone along the rock face side. That was an interesting look. So you can see he's playing with sound on because he hears the jump pack and he looks to his partner right there. So now enemies walking. I don't know why you're not watching behind you. You have enemies on all sides of you, and you're watching. Literally, look at where you are on the radar, and you're literally watching the one spot where enemies are not coming from. Okay, your teammate has that side covered, so if he goes down, you know it. Okay, right here, it's okay that you're being a little bit more defensive because you don't, you know, they could pop up from anywhere. Don't miss this, don't miss this. You unscoped a little bit too quickly there. It was almost like a no-scope shot, but it worked. I don't know why you're shooting into there. No. Okay. Right here, you made a mistake. Let me see if anyone else notices this mistake. Right there is the mistake, right here. Okay, I'll tell you guys what he did. So right here, he's walking, he gets shot, right here. And what does he do? He continues focusing on this over here, where, you know, I don't see any enemies. And right here is the mistake. His left side is now open. You know, this... When he turns, I'll show you guys. This rock, right here. He gets shot over here, and now he positions himself where he's shooting down this mouth of the cave, but his player position is right here, so that if this dude who is shooting at him, if he had come up to, like, over here, by the time he's here, this guy's toast. You know, Marceau's toast. So again, not accounting for multiple enemies. You're a little bit too focused on one at a time. So, like, right there, this is where I cringed. I was like, don't get shot from the left side, you know? Now you go back and check. And again, there's no tilt peek there, which kind of freaks me out. But, I don't know, maybe I'm, like, the only person in the game who tilt peeks. Rush that shot. He was standing still. Come on, man. No need to rush a shot. Too much spread. Okay, if you're using the DH-17, you need to know... Okay, I don't care that you're using it for the Stinger pistol contract. You should still relatively know how all the blasters work in this game. with how experienced you are, I would assume that you would. So right here, miss, 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 miss. You get a couple hits. Too much spread. Too much spread at that range. Sloppy. Yeah, that was just way too much spread. So right here, the whole crouching thing, I know that's your playstyle, so I'm not going to harp on that, but I mean, personally, I would have gone around to the left side even more here. Because that crouching is, if he combat rolls and you're crouched, what the fuck are you going to do? Combat roll? Because that's your only move. If you had gone around to the left side of the rock more, and he decided to combat roll up here, you just go even more to the left side of the rock. He's exposing himself more, you have more cover. So, okay, that was actually a smart move, though, what you did here. Your aim was sloppy. But you did do a combat roll back to cover, so if you guys saw, I'm always talking about this, you know, this guy decides to expose himself more and more to the right side, so what Marso should be doing is he should be mirroring the movement left side, staying behind the rock. And it kind of looks like when Marsu doesn't expect to get the kill, he didn't get the kill as quickly as he expected, he decided to combat roll back undercover, and look at what that's done for him, guys. Now, people are shooting at him, but he's already undercover, so he's already 100 health, he's fine. Oh, your partner just died on the right side here, so I'm kind of freaking out that you're going to shot on the side. Again, you unscope too quickly. You're rushing your shots. Oh, look right, please. Oh, jeez. Good thing they decided not to rush. Okay, this was an interesting move. That's the kind of move right there where in a blast match, I wouldn't have done this right here. I would have just walked up to the rock and killed that guy. Like, simple as that. You know, he's stuck in a hallway. But if this was like a comp game, by you going over here, your teammate is still putting pressure on him, so even if this guy backs against the wall, now you have a surprise on him right here. So, I don't know, that move, though, still wasn't a good move for a blast match where you're playing against bad guys, and hopefully your team doesn't lose this. 90 to 93. Oh, turret's beeping, you should turn around. Okay, you did check. Okay. Okay, that was a bit sloppy, but you had the right idea. What you did here is actually very interesting, guys. So here he is, turret's beeping, he checks behind him, he's like, what the fuck is it beeping at? And so he checks around here, and he's like, holy shit, enemy! And so if you watch, boom, he goes immediate evasive mode, which is good. He could have disrupted, I would have done disruption here, but the jetpack is, you know, it's a quick evasive move. So, and he positions himself where he's like, now, okay, I probably have better aim than this guy, so there we go. I gave myself a little bit better fighting ground. But again, the unnecessary combat roll. Look at what you've done now. Just, you know, he's at low health, and you're still at 67. The combat roll off to the edge you did. Now he has the. If this guy was a good player, now he has the high ground. Now he can peek you easily, and you're kind of stuck. Now he's back dead. Good defensive player. Melee him. Combat roll. There you go. Fucking get him. Oh man. Okay. So overall, wow, you have a lot to work on, because I just think your gameplay style, it works a lot better in comp games than in pubs. So, I hope this helped you. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any other gameplay you want to submit to me to critique, I can do that. If you have, like, specifically, it's like, hey, Phalanges, I'm specifically trying to work on this, can you focus on that in the critique? I can do that too. Otherwise, I'm just going to go into these critiques basically like, here's what I think you should have done kind of idea. So overall, then Marso, you're a great player. I think you have a lot of areas to work on, especially in public matches. And I think once you work on those areas, I think you'll probably, because you definitely have an understanding that this is a defensive game. You have a lot of the right ideas in a lot of the right places. It's just the kind of execution that needs some polishing. And I think once you do that, you'll probably be posting scores of, like, you know, 19 to 5 is not going to be YouTube worthy, you know, that kind of a thing. So anyway, again, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope this was informative. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next.